Didn't.
Hey, what's going on, nerds? Welcome back to the Free Play Podcast. My name is Bubba, joined with Matt and Kate. And Matt is really sad because he's not going to get his coffee.
It's just blinking over there now. Oh, gosh.
But you know what? Hey, man, I'm sorry for your loss.
Poor timing. Didn't plan accordingly.
Hey, if it makes you feel any better, my my Marvel Snap game is still going on.
I just finished mine, so
yeah, that's right. Didn't end as much as it was supposed to. If you're first time with us, we're Love Thy Nerd. We're actually just a couple of the people from Love Thy Nerd. And we're here to just be the love of Jesus to nerds and nerd culture. And the way we're doing it right now is by just talking at you about things that we think are super important, like of the utmost importance.
Yes, of course.
Debatable. But what we're going to do right now is we are going to talk about the things that Kate, right now are weighing heavy in your heart, which unfortunately that means that like you're not going to but you did get it, right? Your God of War?
I did get it, but it did not arrive on release day, and I did pre-order it.
Which is the whole point of pre-ordering.
And I pre-ordered from Amazon.
I know this is something you're constantly worried about. Like because the Amazon guy can find your place.
Yeah, I've never had a problem pre-ordering games before. So the disappointment aspect of it comes when it said this game has been shipped. It should be to you by 10 p.m. on release day. And I thought, well, that's pushing it. The time, like 10 p.m. Come on.
But it shouldn't, though. Let me just speak into that for a second, because like what's supposed to happen is it's supposed to ship basically a day early. That's the whole point, so that it gets to you on time.
Yeah. But it didn't. So not only did it not come by 10 p.m. that day, but I got a notification that said this game will come like November 10 through 11. Release day was the 9th, right? So I was kind of bummed because I was excited to play the game, and like I pre-ordered it and everything to make sure that it came on that day, and also that my box said launch edition on it. And so if I didn't get to play it on launch, then it doesn't even really count. So I was like really bummed about it and that stuff, and waiting for it. And I was posting pictures on the Free Play Instagram, the status of it and when it was coming. And finally it said, it's going to be here the next day. And I thought, okay, fine. And it did end up coming, which was exciting.
Not fine.
Well, I mean, not fine, but it could have been worse, because then I was Googling to see if it was just me that had this problem or if I was alone in the world. And it turns out there's people that have worse problems about God of War. I mean, there's people that have worse problems in general as well, but I'm talking specifically about God of War. For example, the people who pre-ordered the $260 big fun stuff pack, they were not getting theirs on release day. And not only that, but some of them were getting it on release day, and then there was no game or no game code inside.
Well, who needs them? Who needs them, right?
Right? So
doesn't the game come in the big box, like the sealed box?
It's supposed to. So there were pictures that people put on Reddit of the box with the empty rectangle for the game.
And no game code for the digital version?
And no game code. It was just like completely empty. And then they were saying, Amazon had shortages. So that's why all these ones that had the missing games and game codes and stuff all came from Amazon. Mine
they
came
were like,
from
it was an
Amazon
Amazon exclusive?
It was an Amazon. I don't know if it was an Amazon exclusive, but just the ones that had been purchased and shipped from Amazon were missing the most like vital piece of the whole thing, which was the game. The Jotnar edition, which comes with a ton of stuff in it. I think it's like the top tier version of the game that you can get. So those are like, it comes with a hammer and all this stuff. So all the hardcore God of War fans, it made my problem that my game came 24 hours later seem like child's play.
I mean, they'll get their stuff, right? They paid for it, right?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I hope.
I can get it for $200 right now.
Oh, it's cheaper.
Yeah, minus the game.
Yeah, who needs the game?
It's $200.
Oh, so it says Steelbook display case, no game included.
Did they just not read well?
Oh, no, but it does say full game for PS4 and PS5.
Oh.
There was empty spaces in the box that was for a game.
Oh wait, so
Steel
they're getting
case.
That might have been a
was-
steel
that was
case. Yeah, that
empty.
might have been the steel case then.
That was
Wait,
empty.
you said PS4 and PS5? It's on PS4? Okay.
Yes, but it doesn't look as good, and it makes your PlayStation sound like it's screaming.
Well, I already have that problem.
Matt,
so I
that's
don't
the
need-
only way Matt plays.
Yeah,
So
I
that's
was
what they
hoping
were.
to get rid of my PlayStation 4 and get
They
it.
were saying, but then Amazon.
one.
So and what they said to me was, oh, it's going to come the 10th through 11th. They told other people, especially of this big, edition of it, like, oh, you'll get your stuff between November 16 and 23, when the release date was the 9th.
16 and 23?
Yeah, sometime in between there is when they'll get.
because they don't ca- like the thing is that they don't really have much to do with it. Like they don't. I don't. It's tough. Like it's not like you're talking to like GameStop or Best Buy or your local shop. Like
No,
they can just get it to you. Like this is Amazon. They're like, yeah, well, I've got some house slippers to deliver. They'll be make sure
Tonight.
those get, yeah,
They'll be here
whenever,
tonight.
right? And they just don't like.
Man, I want to play this game.
So in
can't.
that sense, it was disappointing for me, way more worse and disappointing for other people with this game. And we were talking about it yesterday because Bubba and I met and like touched on this whole thing, and you actually suggested this idea of like disappointment in gaming, because I was trying to lie to myself and say I wasn't disappointed and I could just play The Sims 4 and it'd be the same thing.
It's
But I was
if you have the right,
That's not how
if you
it
have the
works,
right
though.
expansion, it is the same thing.
But I was pretty bummed. I was pretty bummed. So I
You
want
got
to
that
hear.
God of War skin on there? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure
gotta talk
someone
to
has
Verizon.
made Kratos in the Sims gallery. I'll look it up later and screenshot it if I see it.
Yeah, I knew Bubba. It just usually does digital.
All digital, baby.
We've talked about this for years and years and years.
Uh-huh.
How he won't pre-order it; he'll just download it when it comes out.
I was
I
even
don't want
looking.
to.
I was looking at the on the PlayStation Store. Hey, they've got a $70 version and an $80 version, and I was like, man, that $80 version has nothing that I want.
No,
In the game.
usually those like the digital ones haven't almost nothing that I care about. Like even think about like when Red Dead came out, like oh, you want the I guess it was $60 or $80. $80's like you get a different gun and a horse saddle, and you're like. Yeah, I don't care about any of that stuff.
You get skins. You
Don't
get
even use
you get
it.
a digital
Yeah,
art
skins.
book. You get
Digital art book.
I want a
Whatever.
real
Turn
art
it
book.
off.
What I mean, like you want music from the game? I've got Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah, I've
I
heard
mean,
of
like
stuff. I'm
I
already
don't.
I'm already paying for that. Thanks.
Yeah, so there was nothing about it that gripped me. So when I do get it, I'll probably just get it. Just the base version. Day
Yeah, but I
after
collect
launch
the
day.
boxes. You guys know I
version.
collect the
No,
boxes.
okay, I do too. I'm mostly if it's a game I really care about, I'm going to get the physical version. If it's a
I'm
game,
sad I don't have the physical box for Mass Effect Legendary Edition, because that's when I was
Buy it.
having a problem with my.
Oh,
I don't want to buy it. I already bought it 4 times. So what the the root of this is? What is your guys' most disappointing like gaming moments? And I have another one that I can circle back to as well as.
I
nothing
have
to do.
2, and two.
Let's hear it.
One of them actually happened twice.
Oh,
So Trey, let Bubba go first. You want to?
No. I'm
No.
I'm going to be real. I'm still thinking about mine because I don't
Okay.
actually have a lot of them, and so
well,
Well,
then
I'm just saying,
happy
like,
for you.
there's several times I buy a game and I'm just like, oh, this is not what I wanted this game to be. And the first time that happened that I can in memory, okay, it's not even the first time. It's the time that came to mind is in college. My friends, roommates, we all were really big into the old wrestling games on Nintendo 64. And we loved those wrestling games. And
those are still at your house, by the way. I left all of those. With
sorry,
you.
they're mine now. If it's over 24 hours, they're mine.
When I specifically asked you, did I leave
I
anything else? And you're like,
forgot.
no, didn't leave that stuff here.
Well, probably you're not going to play them, right? I'll send them to you. So I had just gotten a GameCube, and we saw that there was a new wrestling game coming out, like WrestleMania 19, and we got it. And we saw it was made by THQ, who made the other ones,
Yep.
and we were happy. We were hoping it was going to be like a next step up in graphics, but the same game. This is back when the internet like it wasn't my go-to. Like, I'm gonna just go see what the internet says about a game. I just looked at my Nintendo Power and
You did. Yeah, you did.
Went and bought the game. We got it, and we're like, oh, this actually like is not what we wanted at all. Like, there's a weird storyline you played through, and like I'm fighting on top of the roof of a building, and
wrestling stuff.
It was wrestling stuff. We must have been playing another game at some point. Maybe it was on the PlayStation 2 or something that like allowed you to like make a tag team and work through like ranks and like work towards the belt. And then we got this game and it didn't have those features. And we're like, well, this game is not what I wanted at all. And so we played through the game and the story, and then we never played it again. And that was it. And I've never picked it up since. My other, Yukon Salon. Okay. My other one would be Zelda Skyward Sword twice. When the game first came out, you all know me, big Zelda fan. I love 95% of them. And I got that game thinking it was going to be super cool. Oh my, I can control the Master Sword. That's awesome. And it's got this Wii Motion Plus, so like it senses where I'm swinging. And well, let's just say it didn't work out very well, and I didn't enjoy it. And I didn't want to control the Master Sword with my arm because I found out I wanted to lay down when I play video games, and I don't want to be laying there shaking my arm trying to make the Master Sword go. And so then many moons went by, and let's say I didn't beat that game. I put it down. Many moons went by, and Nintendo just re-released it on the Switch, and I was like, all right, this is my chance. It's going to be better. They've fixed the controls. It's got to be like, at least if I'm moving my arm, because I would end up like running around with my arm up in the air, like, and then ha with my shield, and I wasn't moving my arm. So the Switch comes out, Switch version comes out, and I'm trying not to, I'm trying to remember it's not the same. Like, it's going to be better, and it just wasn't good. And they made it so you could play on a controller, and it wasn't good. And I was disappointed. I bought it again, and it wasn't good.
Well, hey, you know what they say? Third time's a charm, okay?
I know. One more time. VR.
Well, it might be good in VR, actually.
It might be good, yeah.
That's so sad.
It's almost designed for VR.
Well, here we are.
Yeah, that's weird. It's almost, yeah.
Well, I mean, I do have a couple. I mean, Anna, she posted on Twitch. This is accurate. Yukon Salon. Mm-hmm. It was the game this is a tabletop Kickstarter now, right? And so this was a thing that I backed instead of Dice Throne. Didn't get in on the ground floor with Dice Throne. Matt did. I missed the train and kind of kicked myself. And I still like Yukon Salon. I have it. It finally released. I have not played it one time since it showed up at my house, which kind of makes me a little bit sad.
It's just, I'm never going to get rid of it. I can't.
I mean, at this point,
it took so long.
It's principle, man. I've got to hang on to it.
I was trying to think of like video game stuff. There's a lot. There's some low hanging fruit. No Man's Sky OG was one of them. Yep. There were some people that loved it. Like, hey, this was great, but it just wasn't what was promised. We were supposed to get a lot of multiplayer and stuff like that.
Eventually, it just took you 7 years.
Yeah, we didn't get it on launch. Cyberpunk 2077, that was another one. And I had it on the systems that it played well on, but even then, that game just never hit for me. Like it was not a game that I was trying to play or be into at all. If you liked it, that's great. It just wasn't for me. But I think that probably the game for me that created the most disappointment was not because it was a bad game, but it was because of how it was received. Maybe two games. I've got two that fit into this category. One was Anthem. That was supposed to be. It was supposed to be like a Destiny killer, and it just wasn't. Didn't have the supported player base. And then the other one was Outriders, also supposed to be another Destiny killer.
Oh, right, that's right.
And so there were games that I like enjoyed.
That a little bit, right?
Oh yeah, I loved it. So I still have it on
Outriders, but
well, Kate, we were actually going to play together.
Yeah,
but it was like
we didn't. But no.
We never did, because here's the thing: like the player base fell off because the game didn't deliver on the things that it was like advertised to do, and so again, I like to play those kinds of games for the build crafting, you know, for the player progression and stuff like that. And that's my one. That's my one. I'm working my way up to it. But the build crafting and the player progression and all sorts of stuff, and I just don't feel like it hit in the way that it was supposed to. And so that's what disappointment is, right? It's like manage expectations. And I don't feel like it did that right. And it was always laggy on my PC, and my PC is no slouch. And so it didn't make sense for it not to run well. But the penultimate, the be all end all disappointment in gaming, and it sits behind me. You can't really see it right here. It sits behind me if you're watching on Twitch, is the Ouya.
Ouya. Ouya.
That is the biggest letdown, I think, honestly, in my opinion, in all of gaming. Okay. This thing was pitched to be just this system to end all systems, right? It was this small open source box that was running on Android and was going to open up gaming development for small companies, you know, AAAs all the way down to indies, right? And it didn't. What it did, Matt, maybe it was a system ahead of its time, because all it did was take mobile games and put them on consoles. And so, you know, PlayStation sounds like it's learned a lot from the Ouya. Psych. But it was garbage. And the controller, hot, wet garbage. And everything that they would be like is, wow, this just feels so great in your hands. It doesn't feel cheap at all. And it got here.
Like, does it?
Like plastic, man, like hollow. Man. It felt 3D printed. It was the way that you would get the batteries out are through the hands, and like the faceplate comes off. The whole faceplate comes off of it.
Oh gosh, it's like a Nokia like gaming phone thing.
Except it was magnetic, and so if you accidentally dropped it, which you absolutely would do, the whole faceplate would go and shoot across the room.
Or they're done, right?
Oh yeah. They put things out for sale in like GameStop before backers got their their Ouya.
Ouch.
And so it was a massive over promise, under deliver situation. And yeah, now it sits immortalized behind me. I've got one of the controllers and the system, and it just, I played it for a while, and it never did anything it was supposed to be doing.
Couldn't get into it. Well, I'll close with one last one, and my other, like,
this is kind of a downer episode, Kate. Jeez, thanks for this. Good. Grief.
Get it off our chest.
Well, we always say like how great everything is, but there is that other side of like disappointment stuff, which is a real aspect of being a fan of games, and engaging in that industry is not everything's going to be exciting. Some of it could be fixed. Some of it maybe not. I don't know. But I was super disappointed by Assassin's Creed Unity. That absolutely broke my heart for a while, because I almost trashed my PlayStation 3 and upgraded to a PS4 right when it came out, solely to have AC Unity, because I'd been playing every other Assassin's Creed game up to that point. Yeah. And I thought, no, I'm not going to do it. And then when I did get a PS4, that was the first game that I bought. The first one I put in there, loaded up. I'm like, it's here. The moment is here when I can finally like play this game. I'm so excited. And it just fell really flat for me. It was boring. It was such a beautiful and interesting setting. And it just felt like an absolute drag. And I was really sad. And I couldn't wait to just be done with it.
I had very similar feelings, Kate, and like this, all these things that we're talking about are reminding me of other things, and I will have more memories after this, right? Of like, oh dang, and I should have talked about this. To me, Nintendo Online, Switch Online, feels like that was the letdown for me. And right now, I think it's like specifically in the 64, space. Like, it's a pre-letdown for me, because I look at it and I'm like, I can't justify the extra money for this. I might be able for this and some other things, but like right now, I don't feel like the the titles that they're adding to the NES and SNES.
It's slow burn.
Like, I mean, yeah, I'll play it for the Zeldas and the Metroids and the Marios and, maybe, a couple of other titles here and there. But
Story, absolutely.
at the end of the day, it's like, I don't think so. But hey, before we get out of here, big shout out. Ashley Gwaltney is in the chat on Twitch, and she is very pregnant right now. And she's having pre-labor pains and contractions and all sorts of stuff. I think you're in the Braxton Hicks stages, I would guess. But either way, Ashley, just want to put this out on the actual episode. Good to see you. Love you. Miss you guys. Hope you're doing well. Saw stuff of you online nesting. And for those of you who have not been pregurginate before, it's where you prepare the home. And so, hey, we hope the Gwaltneys are having fun out there in your brand new space. And don't let Jared push you around. That's all I'm going to say. So,
yeah, well, I texted Chris the other day. I don't remember what about. And he said that I could change the baby's diaper, which I will not be doing.
Whoa, jeez.
Wow.
You really,
I will not be doing that.
Really pulled a short straw on that one, didn't you?
Well,
yeah.
I will not be doing that. I'm saying it here. I will not be doing that.
Maybe. We'll see.
No, I will not be doing that.
You might find that's that's your thing. Like that's
your dream.
You were created for that.
You change the meconium once, okay?
No, I think that Chris can do that. I don't really need to. I'll be busy
more of a
hanging out with
kind of a
I'll be busy hanging out with Ashley during that time.
Okay.
So.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Ashley's she's gonna need some rest. So
she
maybe
will need some rest, Kay. Just
I'll read her a book out loud.
Go dive on Finn, change it, see how it goes.
I would say agree to change diapers in about 3 months. Because they are disgusting right now.
I don't want to.
They're all.
Or they will be. They will be. Right now they're zero. But
will be.
You remember those first couple of diapers, Matt? Don't?
Yeah, the meconium, yeah.
Yep. Anyway.